Live from downtown Detroit, Local 4 News at 6 starts now.
Yeah, they got too many dogs.
The scenes at a local pet store where a group goes undercover to reveal animals shipped in from puppy mills, many arriving sick. A Metro Detroit pet store, the latest target of a hidden camera investigation by the Humane Society of the United States.
The group wants to shut down mass commercial dog breeders known as puppy mills. They say puppy mill dogs are typically sold at pet stores, including here in Michigan. Karen Drew shows us what the Humane Society of the U.S. says it found.
Now, an undercover investigator with the Humane Society of the United States worked for about 2 months at that Petland store in Novi. The store is right inside the 12 Oaks Mall. Video recorded by the undercover investigator. Take a look.
Something is like not right here.
Tiny puppies, sick and infected. Behind the scenes at the Novi Petland store.
So these are where you're going to find all the puppies that are sick.
Where the undercover investigator secretly recorded deliveries of very young puppies.
Oh my God.
The Humane Society of the United States says many of the puppies were delivered to the store with infections and other problems.
We still got to go back to Illinois and pick up more of these yipping dogs.
The group says the puppies were shipped to the store from mass breeding operations in Indiana, Missouri, and other states with high concentrations of commercial dog breeders. The HSUS says the chain of Petland stores is the largest pet store chain in the U.S. that sells puppies. Petland would not talk with us on camera, but in an emailed statement, Petland insisted the health and well-being of its pets is its #1 priority. And the company says Petland Novi sources 100% of its puppies from United States Department of Agriculture USDA breeders with no violations in the previous 2 years.
Now, Novi Petland says a number of the allegations are false and were made for fundraising purposes. We did put their full statement on our website, clickondetroit.com. The Petland chain includes about 90 stores, and the company is based in Ohio.
I'm just curious, why did they focus on that store in Novi, the Petland in Novi?
Right, because there's so many different stores that you could be noticing, but the Humane Society says puppies don't belong in any pet store. And here in Michigan, there's actually a state bill that was introduced this year that would end the sale of puppies, kittens, and rabbits in all retail pet stores.
Wow.
Yeah. Now, you've also got another update on another investigation you've been following. That's the situation with Line 5, the pipeline.
There's a new report that came out.
We did talk about that. We were waiting for that report to see, okay, does this matter if Line 5 is shut down? So a study just released by an independent consultant answered the question, what will happen to oil and gas prices if Line 5 shuts down? Line 5, we're talking about that. It's that 645-mile oil pipeline through our state, including through the Straits of Mackinac. It was the subject of heated arguments and lawsuits on both sides. Well, the Canadian company Enbridge owns the pipeline, and it says Michigan relies on Line 5 for crude oil and especially for propane. Enbridge says if Line 5 were forced to shut down, Michigan's economy would suffer, and suffer drastically. Well, take a look. This just in this afternoon, the study's conclusion, the economic impact of a Line 5 shutdown would be minimal for Michigan. Consulting company PLG of Chicago says it came to that conclusion because North America is already an integrated energy market where energy supply chains are constantly adapting. Also, the study said no refineries depend entirely on Line 5, and the energy market already has contingency plans in place for a Line 5 shutdown. By the way, PLG Consulting says it takes no position on Line 5 shutdown either way, although the company would not say exactly how that study was funded. We reached out to Enbridge for a comment, and a spokesperson for the Canadian company did issue a statement saying in part that the best long-term plan to maintain the energy needs of the region in the Great Lakes Tunnel project is what they have been talking about in terms of that tunnel that they wanted to build underneath and have it encapsulated. Yeah. We have worked on it for months on this, covering both sides. So we put a half-hour special on. It is streaming right now on Local 4 Plus. So we just definitely want to let folks know that if you want to educate yourself on that, dedicate the time. It's real easy to find, and check it out.
And now the next round of this will be fighting over what that study, interpreting the results of the study, right?
So much.
Yeah. All right, Karen. A tentative agreement is in place that could end the strike by union workers at Detroit's 3 casinos. Around 3,700 workers went on strike exactly a month ago. It was October 17th. The term historic being used by some union members to describe this tentative deal. So let's get to Priya Mann to break down what we see in this proposed contract. Priya.
Well, Devin, there's some highlights here. There's an 18% wage increase. There are job protections for workers against AI and evolving technology, and healthcare benefits have not been touched. As you mentioned, as some union membership are saying that this is a huge win, other members are not convinced.
Y'all got the text message to tell you we just got a TA this morning.
After braving the elements for 32 days on the picket line, this was the news striking casino workers had been waiting for.
All right. We heard you. There are some workers that want to go back right away, and there's some workers that said that they want to go back over Thanksgiving.
On Friday, the Detroit Casino Council reached a tentative deal with MGM Grand, Motor City, and Hollywood at Greektown.
How are you feeling right now?
Optimistic. A little scared, but, you know, it's been a tough fight. We have unified.
I think a lot of the little guys, the union people, all these years we've been making everybody rich, they're finally saying, hey, wait a minute, corporate greed, you know? We need some of our take. We're doing the work.
Not all casino workers, though, are behind the tentative deal.
I'm feeling a little discouraged. I think that we deserve more money. We are like the heart of the hotel. You could get anybody to run this hotel, but you want somebody that's dedicated and obligated, that's been here. I think we deserve a fair shot.
The tentative agreement includes an immediate pay raise of 18%. Casino workers will get a $3 pay bump with an additional $2 over 5 years. The workload was reduced, and there will be no increase to health care costs.
It was very passionate in that room. It was very hard work, long hours. Everybody think differently, but at the same time, we came together as one.
Well, it is what it is. It's a tentative. That's what it is. Until we vote yes on it, and it's just an idea, and that's how I take it.
And on that note, casino workers will vote on whether to ratify this new contract or not. That will happen on Sunday at the Teamsters Hall in Detroit. Workers will have from noon till 8 to cast their vote. Union membership and leadership saying that they will update their members throughout the day on Sunday. So not a done deal yet, but significant progress when it comes to casino workers and the big three casinos here in downtown Detroit. Reporting live tonight, I'm Priya Mann, Local 4.
Yeah. All right, Priya. Now, meantime, Stellantis workers have become the second of the big three to ratify a new labor contract following a historically contentious round of bargaining between the union and the company. According to the UAW's vote tracker, the deal supported by almost 68.5% of the more than 26,000 auto workers who voted. There are still a few smaller facilities left to finalize voting, but there are not enough employees at those locations to offset what we're seeing in the vote total. Just before 2 p.m., Ford workers reportedly became the last of the automakers to ratify their pact. Ford deal was supported by roughly 68% of the nearly 35,000 workers who voted, according to the UAW's vote tracker.
Okay, well, let's see what's happening with our forecast as we take a live look at our beautiful skyline. A nice night, but crisp out there, and definitely a change in the temperatures.
Kim Adams here. We've talked about what a busy night it is tonight in downtown Detroit, Kim.
Boy, it sure is. And it's not that bad. I mean, it's a shock because we've been in the 60s even at this time of the evening. Tonight, it's only in the 30s. So if you're coming downtown, you do need to bundle up. 38 degrees in Pontiac, also in Ann Arbor. It's 37 now in Mount Clemens, 41 down in Monroe. We've also had some wind today. Our highest wind gust out at Metro Airport was 28 miles per hour. Everywhere seeing anywhere between 25 up to 32 miles per hour. That was the highest wind gust reported in Mount Clemens. And because we have the wind, we have to talk about wind chills from 60s to wind chills in the 30s. It has been a dramatic change, and it's about to get even colder just in time for Thanksgiving. We'll talk about it in a few minutes.
Okay, Kim, this time of year, there are always plenty of opportunities to donate toys to help families who are going through a difficult time.
Yeah, but a lot of those drives are geared toward younger children. One Wayne County woman and her nonprofit are trying to fill a gap that exists. Megan Woods live to show how they're doing it, but also how you can help. Megan.
Yeah, Devin, Kimberly, I don't think I noticed this until this nonprofit approached us and asked us, you know, what about the teenagers? A lot of times we go to the store, we buy a toy like this, we drop it in the collection bin. But what about those high schoolers who don't qualify for those programs? Well, this drive is making sure they're not forgotten.
I don't think people realize that poverty strikes at all levels, and one of the places that it gets overlooked the most is with high schoolers.
Mike Weger is the interim superintendent at Taylor's School District.
I think we have to take into account that kids aren't going to excel academically. They're not going to make that growth if they're having those struggles at home.
That's where Bridget Jarvis, founder and CEO of nonprofit Community Gal, comes in.
So 5 years ago, I had 24 students that were considered homeless in Wayne Westland schools, and I knew they weren't getting anything for Christmas. And I called 24 friends and said, I need you to sponsor a student, and they did.
Since then, it's expanded to Taylor schools and is now known as the Shush Drive. Santa helps high schoolers. Last year, they helped 137 kids between the two school districts. The issue now is donations are down, and they really need the community's help.
I have gotten multiple kids that have come back and said, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Not only did it make them feel better, it made their parents feel better because they weren't going to be able to give them the things that they want to give them. And it really took a load off our families.
So here's what they're looking for: gift cards, AirPods, makeup kits, art kits, anything that's brand name to really help these teenagers feel like they fit in and that they're normal. They also have a PayPal account and an Amazon wish list. So if you want to help out, or maybe you know someone who has some of these items at home that haven't been used or anything like that, and they want to give it, we'll put that on clickondetroit.com. Reporting live in Wayne County, I'm Megan Woods, Local 4.
So true.
I so love that. Yeah.
And we often think about the younger kids and not so much the
teenagers.
teenagers.
Exactly right. Yeah. All right, Megan.
Thanks, Megan.